Good morning, guys. This is me, your brother from the Palestinian right here. This month will be a very, very quick one. Uh, Yesterday, I started the program, and due to my time, my nature of job, I couldn't actually take so much time to be with you guys. And to this month, I decided to just continue with that and try as much as possible to get to another part of that series. You know, there have been a very trendy story in Nigeria today over the Muslim ticket of the APC, presidential, candidates led by the BATS, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his purported running mate, Senator Kazim Shettima, the former governor of Borno State. And there have been a lot of controversies over that choice that was made by Ahmed Bola Tinubu. And many have applauded him, while many are actually distancing themselves from that very, controversial and inhuman decision that he had made. And yesterday, I flipped through the Facebook page and I saw something about the bat. And it was posted by a friend of mine, and who is a keen supporter of uh, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And in that very particular uh, post, he said that bats actually works alone at night, and in the day they are sleeping while others are working for them. He was trying to uh, praise Ahmed Bola Tinubu over his, doggedness, over his godfatherism and mentorship, during this period of time. And I'm one hell of a guy who will give kudos to one who I actually feel have done so much, in their respective domains. So I will give kudos right now to Ahmed Bola Tinubu for the wonderful job he did from 1999 to date, having been able to, make men. Yes, I use the word made men. He has They have been able to make a lot of men to become somebody. I must give him kudos for that. Okay, I I wouldn't be this insensitive not to give honor to whom honor is due. He has done so well in that aspect. But I listened to the deputy governor that was impeached between 1999 and 2003 with him, a lady, yesterday, and she made it very, awful remarks about the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Okay, sometimes what we think to be beautiful, what we think to be excellent, what we think to be fantastic, might sometimes not be the way it is in the outer look. She said the guy was awful, that the guy creates people just to make them to be slaves. The lady said he create people so that the people will serve him. So he was not actually making people for them to become independent. He was actually making people so that he will have people that will pay honorarium according to her, to him. And if you also listen to the former SGF, the Secretary of the Federal Government, Babashir Lawal, who also wrote who had an interview and spoke extensively on Bola Ahmed Tinubu's choice, he also made a statement. And I remember in that statement, he said, Ahmed Tinubu is a very generous man. He's a very benevolent man. He said, but to those he feels will be of help to him, rephrased by me right now. To those he feels will be of help to him, immense help to him. It means his benevolency, his generosity, his attitude of bringing people up is not for people to be brought up. It actually is creating them for the tomorrow that what they actually needed in the future to come. And that as it may, guys, bat is a bird that actually flies at night and sleep in the day. But one thing about bat, I'm going to tell you some characteristics of a bat. Then I will do some justice to what the Muslim said ticket. Then we'll allow others to come in. And I know very soon the CEO Nigeria Watch is going to put up a link for those who actually want to be part of this show to just drop in. Because I'm going to have an hour, at work. So by 8:30, I need to be done from here so that I can have deal with other issues that will be coming up. Now, the first, characteristic of a bat, the bat bird, is that bat is very controversial. Bat is a very controversial bird. Okay? It's controversial in the sense, that's what you see. Bat, because of its controversy, is unable to interrelate with any other birds. That is why it actually stays on its own. And in daytime where other birds are interwoven, creating relationship, is somewhere sleeping. In the night where every other birds have gone to bed, bat flies at night. Number one, bat is a very controversial bird. Number two, it flies at night. It flies at night. Because of this controversy, it actually flies at night. Bats are always alone. Number three, bat never do what other bird does. Number four, bat is both, it has both the bird and the human form. Bat is the only bird that has breasts, like other mammals, and have feather like other birds. So the nature of bat cannot be actually defined because it has some very unpleasant attitude. Number five, and like I said, it's only the animal that has breasts. Bat is the only animal that has breasts. Number six, it always sleeps when others are awake. It's never, ever been able to intertwine with other birds. Number seven, bat thinks completely different from every other birds. Its thinking is completely out of place from any other birds. Number eight, bat is never friendly with other birds. Never friendly with other birds. The truth of the matter is, bat is a very pretentious bird. Bat is a very pretentious bird. Now, bat cannot be defined or described as a bird or as a mammal. So the identity of bat is completely, most of the time, the identity of bat is not or cannot be explained. That means bat as a bird is a very trickish bird. When bat is in the midst of mammals, it shows them its breast. I'm one of you, look at my breast. When bat is in the midst of the birds, it shows them its feathers. I am one of you, look at my feathers. Okay, so the personality of bat is difficult. It's difficult to explain. Number 10, bat is a very destructive bird. But if you don't have baths in your homes, abandoned buildings, go see what they do there. They messed up the house. The house begins to smell awfully. They completely destroy everything within that vicinity with their order. Number 11, which is going to be the last, bat is a carrier of deadly diseases. Today, we hear of the COVID-19. According to science, according to investigation and analysis, the COVID-19 was actually carried around by the bat bear. So when people want to explain, want to define the person of Ahmed Bola Tinubu as one who had worked at night and decided to enjoy in the day, they also have to know that there are some parts of that personality that is not good to the well-being of the people. This is one of the reasons why Bola Ahmed Tinubu decided on his own to make a decision that is engaged the will, the purpose of the people. The insensitivity of bats is what actually prompted him, because that is his nature. It is difficult to define his personality. He has this awful aroma when it comes to decision making. Bats are very self-centered kind of birds. They feel they are the best. That is why they do everything on their own. Another thing you have to know about bats is this: the moment bat has an issue with other birds, bat actually bites. Bat do bite. They bite so hard. So people who are thinking that, oh, Ahmed Bola Tinubu is the best for Nigeria, I'm going to tell you guys, not because I'm obedient, but the fact is, anyone that is too desperate to clinch into power can do anything to get to power. You don't forget, in Ogun State or in Osun State, one of those two states, he said, it is my turn to be president. I helped Buhari come to power. It is my turn. So because he has already gotten that mindset of it is my turn, he will be ready to do anything to get to the corridor of power. Now, let's look at the Muslim ticket. How possible can that be in a secular state like Nigeria? I read on someone's wall yesterday and said, the decision of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to pick a Muslim ticket for 2023 is not because of political interest, but because of votes. Guys, I think I seriously agree to that. I think I seriously agree to that. That his decision was a result of the votes he wants to get from the North. But let's look at this holistically. After he emerged as the presidential candidate of APC during their dollar reign convention, Ganduje, the governor of Kano State, said that they want a Muslim ticket. And some eminent personality in the North who are of the Muslim religious extraction said if he picked a Christian minority from the North, they will vote against him. Now, Bola Tinubu went back to his share and did his calculation based on the wrong census data that have been parading around in Nigeria. If you go to Plateau, if you go to Benue, if you go to Nasarawa, if you go to Abuja, most of the north central states are predominantly Christians of a 50-50. The truth of the matter is, guys, it is only in Kano, Katsina, Sokoto that is Muslim extremely dominated area in the northwest. Do not let anyone deceive you. In Benue State, I'm very sure it's going to be 70-30. 70 for the Christians, 30 for the Muslims. Same with Plateau. Same with Taraba. Same with Nasarawa, Abuja. And Kaduna is 52-48 in favor of the Christians. Now, because of the humility nature of the Christendom, we are not volatile. We are not problematic. They threatened Bola into submission, and he decided to work in favor of those he feels will be of threat. Now, when he made his statement, his reason for not picking a Christian, he said he could not find any Christian worthy of competency in the North. And that was a slap on the face of all Northern Christians. It means in the entire 19 states that make up the Northern Nigeria, no Christian is worthy is learned enough to be his vice presidential candidate. That actually shows the level of disregard that the APC has for Nigeria. Like this Toys Mister said, that APC have become a bandwagon just to win political office. They are not actually after the welfare of the ordinary people. Today you can see even some learned Muslim faithfuls from the core northern extraction are already campaigning against a Muslim ticket. Someone wrote on his Facebook page also and said, what has a Christian Muslim ticket or Muslim Christian ticket done for us? I want to say, we may not have gotten so much benefit from that because Christian does not have a special package for them, that the Muslim. But the presence of one faith in the corridor of power gives some level of protection. Decisions that ought to be made that is against this very particular faith will be withdrawn because of the presence of that particular person within the corridor of power. But when none is available, the possibility that decisions can be made without the input of the other religion will become very, very eminent. Let me take place. Let me say please. When Buhari came in, when Obasanjo came into government in 1999, he actually built a chapel very close to the presidential lodge in Abuja. That was actually the church that Obasanjo was attending every Sunday. When Yaradua came in, he left the church there for Jonathan to attend. He never did anything to it because Yaradua was more like a liberal Muslim. But when the Ogad at the top came in, he asked that building to be brought down. It was locked up for 7 years plus now. That building is under lock and key. Services are not being held in that very particular building as I speak to you. They have to relocate Osibanjo to somewhere else to do his services. Now, this is a government that has a Muslim and a Christian joint ticket. Assuming, without benefit of doubt, guys, that Bola and Shatima won, and they were sworn in into government. When decisions like the one Buhari made now is not being made within the corridor of power, what do you think will not become the fate of the Christendom? If you actually watch, guys, since Tanko Muhammadu Buhari, Senator Lawan, and Bajamila, all of one faith extraction. A very, very controversial Supreme Court judgment was made on Muslim women hijab that has thrown the Nigerian state into a place of mockery. You all can witness what happened at the Supreme Court and also at Federal High Court in Lagos. When an activist went to the court in his traditional attire, and also in some part of Imo, another activist again, who is also a lawyer, went to the court in his pastoral attire. When he was trying to be stopped, he made a very remarkable statement, referring the judge to the case that has already been defined in the Supreme Court of Justice. So that case stands. This is a government, guys, that has a Christian and a Muslim judge ticket. Now, you imagine what will happen to a government that does not have a representative of the Christian within the Aso Villa. What do you think will become of the faith of other faiths? Do not forget, because of the extremist nature of our president, he has actually dealt with issues of banditry, terrorism, and other forms of social menace in the society with a kid glove. Why? Because most of these people are of one, his religion extraction, and two, they are of his tribe. We shouldn't mimic or try to play around the bush. The fact is obvious. The way and manner the IPOBs have been dealt with in the South East is not same with the North. The way the Ojuduwa agitation led by Sunday Baho have been dealt with in the Southwest is not same with that in the North. Why do you think so? The agenda of the jihadists is to Islamize the entire nation. And the agenda of some of these, mercenaries from Niger and other, Fulani nations is to Fulanize Nigeria. And guys, the agenda of the Fulani goes in pari pursuit with the Islamic agenda. So you now put yourself in such an environment where right now nobody is going to speak on your behalf. Put yourself in such a shoe where you have no representative within the corridor of power. How will it look like? Even with the president of Osibanjo, there are some decisions that will be taken now that because of his presence, they might not even decide to do it. No, not to talk of nobody is there to actually represent them. Don't forget, in a Christian Muslim ticket led by an extremist, all the military heads The military architecture of this nature are all controlled by the Muslim extraction. Many of us in the South believe to be too exposed, too learned, not to see anything wrong in the decision of some people. Jim, let me educate you on what you call democracy today. We can only practice democracy in a sane society. I don't know what you guys think of Nigeria, but in the last 1 year plus that I've been at home, I found out that we actually do not practice democracy. Rather, we practice what we call celitocracy. Do you know why some of us are crying? It is because Nigeria does not practice anything close to democracy yet. How did Bola Ahmed Tinubu become the presidential candidate? It was bought over. In Nigeria, when religion takes the front corner, so we tell you to keep quiet. If you keep quiet, this is what happened in Turkey. This is what happened in Jordan. Go check, guys. People, the Christians believe it is impossible. In the first time in the history of Nigeria, that all the heads of every department or all the heads of every house of government was under the control of one religion. First in the history of Nigeria. It's also first in the history of Nigeria that all the military and cultural heads were of one religion, except few, one or two. We think it's impossible. It's also the first in the history of Nigeria where bandits will kidnap people and prominent elites in the society will be the people that will go and negotiate and pay the ransom and bring them back. It is also in the history of Nigeria where a man that was seen with one of the most deathless, terrorists in Africa, Kabiru Sokoto, was found in the house of a man who is such a strong sympathizer for the jihadist movement of the Boko Haram and the ISWAP. And such a man has been appointed, nominated, selected for the position of the vice president of this nation. It is also first in the history of Nigeria where a man who sat with Boko Haram in their den in Sambisa Forest, eating with them, have been selected, appointed, nominated to become a vice president candidate of a political party in this nation. And do not forget, my brother, that this political party today, they are in the corridor of power. And in the African setting of election, those in power have an advantage over federal minds to run over every other opponent who are more qualified than they do. Do not forget, Mr. James, in 2011, when the then President Goodluck Jonathan won an election, do you know how many of our copper were killed because a certain won? So do you not think with this mindset that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has brought up, do you not think it's not going to indicate a crisis if peradventure Obi wins tomorrow. When of us who are actually political analysts speaks, we speak based on fact and figures, based on history, based on precedents that we've seen before now. When Bola Tinubu has decided to make religion his campaign tactics, if you keep quiet, an election has not been done, and the Christians decided to vote based on a line of Christian, and Muslim. What's going to be the outcome of the people who would have gone out to vote? I've been in Nigeria for time now, so when I talk based on the experience I've had as someone who has spent over 2 decades in Europe and also is spending time here back home. Religion is one hell of a thing that can either make or break this nation. So that is why whatever we are doing as a people, we must put religion first in our decision to be able to get the right decisions, to be able to better both parties or both 2 major religions that's actually piloting the affair of Nigeria. This is the fact of the matter, guys. Okay. And we also must know Nigeria is a secular state. A Muslim ticket is currently pointed towards a theocracy or an Islamic republic. That, if you go to the 1999 Constitution as of today, Nigeria is a member of Islamic states, IOC. So that makes Nigeria an Islamic nation. This was done by President Ibrahim Babangida. So when someone is trying to resurrect such an action in a nation that comprises of so very many different religions, and you want us to keep quiet and democracy to take its course? Did we actually have democracy during their primaries? Where dollar reigns. Now bullets is going to rain. You saw what happened in Osun. How going to went to the venue or the house of the government candidate the show election and read bullet on his own. That is the election we have in Nigeria. Right now, do you know that Bola Tinubu has actually spoken to the Islamic body in the whole Nigeria that is going to come to them and see them and talk to them why they have to support a Muslim ticket? What is the direction of his idea? What are his plans? He's trying to create this religion, card in order for him to be able to win through the entire northern state of Nigeria. That is the idea behind it. Listen, my brother. Are you actually in Nigeria? Are you actually in Nigeria? Before they try to vote them out, we must educate the people on the risk of voting same faith ticket. Go to 1979 election. Go and read about it. Obasanjo was against Awolowo Philip ticket, who were Christian tickets in Nigeria in 1979. Go read about it. Awolowo was against it completely in 1979. Because they know, as a secular state, it's not one of end of a thing that we should think of. Then the distance between the Muslim and the Christian was not even shown or not known as then. We'll talk of now, whereby it is becoming so glaring that we are miles apart as far as the religion is concerned today in Nigeria. You don't forget what happened to Deborah Yakubu in Shehu Shagari College of Education in Sokoto State. How she was killed just because there was a purported blasphemy against the Holy Prophet. Do not forget what happened in Abuja to the security vigilante who was also murdered, all because they said he blasphemed against the Holy Prophet. This is a ticket of a Christian Muslim ticket. So nothing when it's not become a Muslim or a Christian. That is where we are. A Muslim ticket is not acceptable in a secular state like Nigeria. It points to the fact that some of us are still having the notion of the Islamization agenda of the people. It is gradually coming to the fold because Buhari came and prepared the ground. Prepared the ground, took away all the Christians from top hierarchies in the military and put the Muslims faithfuls into them. Took away, all the Christians in all, like now the Akata now was a Christian Army sacked. Then a new one came in, who is a Muslim now. NPC, the Christian Army sacked. What came in? So they are put in strategic positions in our status, Muslim faithfuls. Muslim faithfuls. Muslim faithfuls. So now, what does that mean? That shows he has already prepared the ground for what is about to befall the nation. It is a slap on the face of the Christian community to allow a Muslim ticket to skate through. So what we are doing today is to educate our people on why they should never, ever vote for a Muslim ticket. It is a slap on the face of the Christian communities. It actually shows the insensitivity of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Nigerians. Even when the Nigerian people have already been crying that we do not want this, but Bola never listened. It shows its level of insensitivities to our people. It means Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a listening leader. You can read that from Babashi Lawal, the former SSG to Nigeria president. You can get that from him. He made it there that they spoke to him. He has written him and also spoken to him in verbatim on the reason why he should not tread that part. But because he doesn't care, he sees Nigeria as nobody. He sees us as just some slaves that have been bought over and that can be used at every given point in time. So he didn't bother to actually do the needful by listening to the voice of the people. So we, as Nigeria, we should be able to speak out the undiluted truth at every given point a time. It also shows the deep disregard for the Christendom. Believe it or not, guys. It shows the deep regard for the Christendom. Competence. There is no competent Christian in the entire northern state of Nigeria. There's no competent Christian in the entire north. It's total disregard to our faith. The worst part of it is why he's even a pastor. That even shows the level this is actually also shows how wicked and not attentive Bat is to Nigerian cries. The Council of Bishops cried. Other eminent Christians in Nigeria actually cried, telling him this is not the path to go before now. But he decided not to listen to them because he said they are inconsequential. That is a sign of a master-slave relationship that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to build. It actually shows that the people does not matter in the scheme of things as far as the Bola Ahmed Tinubu world is concerned. It is around Jagaban. If it's not Jagaban, it's no one else. It happened in 2019, where Ambode was taken away all because Ambode wanted to take away the grip of Bola Ahmed Tinubu from Lagos people. It shows desperation for power over the unity of the country. His choice of a Muslim ticket shows desperation for power over unity of Nigeria. So he's desperate to be president. So he's ready to sacrifice everything just to get to power. It shows the mind of Bola Ahmed Tinubu over other religions in Nigeria. Yes, guys. It shows the mind. They are Buddhists. They are traditionalists. They are Hare Krishnas. And many other religions, apart from the Christian and Muslim. If he had refused because they are incompetent Christians, according to him, all over Nigeria, why did he not make a choice of a Buddhist? Why did he not make a choice of an Hare Krishna or even a Babalawo, a traditionalist? And lastly, the Muslim ticket of Bola Ahmed Tinubu shows the wickedness of the heart toward Nigerians. And that is why we must vote against his choice. It is unacceptable. It is satanic. It is destructive. It's not for the progress of the Nigerian state. So as in Nigeria, we must stand against this choice that had been made by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Every well-meaning Nigerians of the Muslim and Christian extraction should understand the path that have been taken by Bola today. He's going to have a very, very unfriendly take on the politics of this nation. Very soon, you'll start hearing an Edoma governor, an Edoma deputy governor. You start hearing an Iboma president, an Iboma vice president. That is the path he's taking. If he says religion doesn't matter, then ethnicity should not be an issue also. Because the identity of people are being defined by two things. Identity of people is defined by two things. It's defined by your tribe and by your religion. Believe it or not, guys, there are two things that define the people: your tribe and your religion. Your location never defines who you are, but your tribe and your religion does. That is why we have Muslim Brotherhood, Christian brothers and sisters. So the religion has made many people coming together to become of same family. Religion has made many people to come together to become of the same family. The same way ethnicity has made people to come together to become of the same family. So if anyone will say it is inconsequential, it's of no importance for us to cry over a split milk on the Muslim ticket, should also bear in mind a time will come when we will say it is inconsequential when people of the same ethnic group will begin to govern a state, a local government, or the nation. So let us not put a precedent that will destroy the little fabric that is still holding us together as a nation today. And one of the advocacy of a better Nigeria, and I must do everything within my power to explain to my people the danger in some of the decisions that have been taken, not for the good of the nation, but because of selfish interest and for what is going to be benefiting to the people who are in the corridor of power. Thank you very much, guys. I really need to run right now because time is not on my side. As you know, I need to get back to office and do some work. It's already nearly 9:30 this morning. So thank you, guys. I appreciate you. I couldn't actually what do you call it? Come up yesterday because we also had a program for 5, on our Naija channel. So maybe one of these days, maybe later today, I might be, a guest on that show so I can go to talk more on what I just discussed this morning. Thank you, guys. God bless you all. Vote obediently and be a useful citizen come 2023. The Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, and his deputy, Datti Ahmed Baba Yusuf, is the choice for a better. Guys, God bless you and bye.